Hey friends, welcome back to another regular schmegular vlog. I say that because one of you actually commented that right now on my community tab, and I thought that was just funny. You just summed up my vlogs pretty much, and I love it. To the person who said you just love to see all my regular schmegular vlogs, I see you. And I love to see it. It's my lunchtime. I'm about to head out for a little walk and to pick up some food. So I went and got my sweet greens order, which my favorite one right now is the Harvest Bowl. I also love their regular kale Caesar and the miso bowl. So good. One thing that I wanted to talk about in this series, first of all, welcome to the first Healing Diaries vlog. I thought this diaries would be perfect for me to share my healing journey with you all, to put it in words. I truly feel like growing up as a first generation Mexican American Latina, I grew up not having a lot of guidance. I also inherited a lot of generational trauma. I always share with you all that I live with depression and anxiety, but I don't really go into what that looks like, how I deal with it in depth. That's only one aspect of the many ways that I am a broken person. I truly think that as humans, we're all broken in a way that's kind of beautiful because we all have things that we can work to heal on. And so I hope through that, this can be kind of inspirational and at least encourage you in a way to try to heal from things from your past or things that you're going through. I thought this would be the perfect way to just document my journey for inner healing and healing relationships and healing my relationship with food, with mental health, all the things, and just sharing that with y'all in a very vulnerable way. Obviously keeping some things private, but sharing as much as I can to hopefully encourage y'all to also work on your own healing journeys, whatever that might look like. Today's focus, for me anyway, is my relationship with food. This is something that I've been talking about for a while on my channel, and I actually have a video out under my self-growth diaries. It was like a get ready with me video where I talked about my relationship with food a little bit and like body positivity and my journey with all of that. So definitely make sure to go watch that video if you want to know a little bit more about me on that topic. I'm not going to go into it too much in today's video. It's been a struggle. I used to be very obsessed with food. In 2020, during the pandemic, I had a lot more time to reflect and realize that I needed to go on a food freedom journey, which is when I stopped counting calories, stopped restricting, obsessively tracking my food, and compulsive exercising, and just a lot of disordered eating patterns were happening for my entire life, really. And so I gave myself permission to eat all the foods that I wanted to eat. But now I need to work on reincorporating foods that aren't only tasty, but like they actually make me feel good, you know? I'm doing my best. And I thought this would also be a fun way to track it. And I wanted to share this really cool app with you all, but I'll go into that a little bit more later because I actually want to eat my food. It's not super great that I'm eating at my desk, but I do have a meeting starting in a few minutes, and I just wanted to hop in here and kind of introduce the Healing Diaries to you all before I, chat a little bit more with y'all later in the day. But please let me know down below if you're excited for this series. Let me know if there's anything specific you'd like me to share or talk about during my Healing Diaries. I feel like things are just gonna come up as they come up, and I'm just gonna share with y'all, but I would also like to incorporate any topics that y'all are interested in, so make sure to comment that down below. For now, I'm gonna eat my lunch and prepare for my meeting, which starts in 10 minutes, and I will check in with y'all later because I'm claiming that this is my healing girl era. And listen, as a first gen Mexican American, I might be healing for a long time, probably my entire life, because I think healing is like an ongoing process. There's no end point. You're not just gonna be like, I'm fixed, I'm healed. I hope that you all will join me on this journey, and I'm excited to share it with you all. This is so good. This is so good. 10 out of 10 recommend. Lately, I've just been enjoying eating protein heavy foods because it just satisfies me and keeps me full longer. It also tends to be like better for me overall. I feel like I definitely have been under eating on protein for the past couple of years because I've already noticed such a big difference in my mood, my energy. Like I feel a little bit more stable in terms of my blood sugar. I am also eating like every 2.5 to 3 hours. Like this ends up feeling like a meal even though it was only going to be a snack. But a couple hours ago I had some grapes and some nuts and I'm just feeling really good about the choices I've been making lately, which doesn't mean that I want to feel bad ever. Like let's say if tonight David bought pizza or I bought pizza for dinner, like I would eat the pizza, you know, but then I would feel good about my health knowing that for most of the day or whatever, most of the week, the days, right, because consistency matters, I'm actually trying to feed my body things that will make me not feel sluggish and make me feel good. And honestly, this tastes good. The only thing it's missing is I need to get some peas and corn to add to it next time, and or like some vegetables. That's something I'll be working on next. First, I'm trying to get more protein into my diet because it makes literally a huge difference. Good morning, friends. Another day, another dollar. I woke up early this morning to actually get some, where's my computer? Get some editing done and make breakfast. It's currently 8 a.m. Who is she? I've been awake since 6 a.m. and I don't usually do that, but I haven't really had time to edit this video and I want to post it today because I'm already a day behind schedule. And you know I need my caffeine and my food, right, to like get myself going. So here we are. I have coffee from my apartment. I didn't even make my coffee this morning. Who am I? I actually got coffee from the lobby downstairs. So shout out to my apartment for having a coffee maker. And now I'm having breakfast. Happy, what is it today? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, y'all. We are almost halfway through the week. Buenos dias, mujeres. It's so cool to hear about your new job and everything going well for you. I put on some makeup and I changed because I'm about to head out and meet a friend to go for a walk. We always talk about going for walks during our lunch because we're neighbors. It's a good idea. I love it. But you know, we're also both 9-to-5 girls. So we tend to be busy, you know, what can I say? And it's actually always so hard to find a time that works for both of us, and I'm literally late. It's 12:08. I was supposed to meet her at 12, but I'm a mess right now. But my meeting went over, and I also have like brand stuff that's due technically at 1 today, but I told them I cannot do that because we're in our healing girl era. And you know what? One thing I need to work on for sure is learning how to say no, especially when it comes to income, something that brings me money, because we live in hustle culture. I sometimes get wrapped up in it, even though I do my best not to and to always be mindful about self-care. I usually stay like a hermit in my apartment. So today I'm going out and I hope the brand understands. I literally asked for like 3 extra hours so that I could work on it later. Okay, but now I'm gonna head out. It's a beautiful day. It's 81 degrees. I put on my sunblock because I don't want to burn. Where are my sunglasses? Hey friends, today I've felt very overwhelmed with deadlines, the brand deadline. I was able to meet it and make revisions that I needed to make. I also just have like a lot of things I want to get done. And I've known this for a while. Working 2 jobs, my full-time 9-to-5 job and YouTube and content creation is a lot, and I already live with depression, which makes me very fatigued. I always have brain fog, and so I would say I have pretty high functioning, or let's say mid. Is that what it's called? Mid functioning depression. But man, it's a lot to keep up. And unfortunately, what often gets neglected is everything else. And that's what I'm trying to work on. And it's what I've always been trying to work on. It's not like this is anything brand new or anything, but I'm just trying to share the realness of it. And I really hope that no one comments that I should quit YouTube or anything like that, because that is not going to happen. And I don't think that YouTube is the problem. The problem is just doing all of the things at once and also making sure that I'm taking care of my mental health and incorporating self-care. And I think today I did a pretty good job. Like, that walk with my friend was everything and made me really happy. And that's like the daily dose of vitamin D that I need to be getting, so it was perfect. I just think I have a long ways to go in terms of finding balance and making sure that I'm taking care of my mental health. It's just hard because I have content creator friends who tell me like I could quit my job if I were just consistent on YouTube, and I take a lot of breaks because I have a 9-to-5 job and because I have mental health issues. So it's kind of like this whole cycle. Like, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable leaving my job when career is something that's always been so important to me. I'm just really struggling with that whole thought. As you can see, even just sharing this stuff with y'all, it's not that I'm sharing it necessarily. It's more so, I mean, I guess in a way I am putting myself out there, my thoughts out there. But that's what I want. I want this series to be very raw and honest, and really something for me to look back on as well. It's like a visual diary, really, of where I'm actually at and my honest thoughts and stuff. Hopefully how I overcome things. Also, one thing that I really need to do is sign up for individual therapy, and I don't know if I need to go back on medications. I haven't been on my medications for a while because I ran out, and the US medical system is trash. Oh, did I say that? It really is. It's so frustrating, and you have to or I, for whatever reason, have to set up an appointment with a psychiatrist every single time I want to get back on medication. Even if we've agreed that it's something I need to do, it's just like I have to set up an appointment to see them, to tell them, yes, I need the medication, keep them coming. And it's not that I mind seeing a psychiatrist, it's the fact that getting an appointment, I usually have to wait for a while, and I've also had them cancel on me before, and it's just a whole thing. So yeah, it's not fun. One thing that I also want to do besides sign up for individual therapy again is incorporating a self-care more into my daily routine. I want to be one of those girls who can just make dinner at home and like eat healthy and eat foods that make me happy. So the app that I've been using, I've been loving. It's really great. I love the format of it. I love that it's visual because I'm a content creator, so I'm a very visual person already. And so I love that it doesn't tell you the calories or the macronutrients or anything. It just is a visual journal for you to keep track of like how food makes you feel, why you chose to eat, where you chose to eat, who you ate with, etc., and like rate, was the food good? And you can also add your own notes. It's just really nice and customizable. So I've been enjoying that. I would say that that's like a healthy habit that I'm currently trying to create. Random thoughts out of the way. I've signed out of work and now it's time to make dinner because I gotta make dinner. I need to have something to eat. I've just been snacking all day on random stuff, which is not good. And I've noticed when I don't have enough protein, it's when I tend to crave a lot more carbs. I've eaten chips today, bagels. What else did I eat? I don't know, but it was not cereal. It was all carbs with like added protein, but definitely not enough protein. So I definitely have noticed that when I'm actually intentional about drinking like protein shakes and just eating more protein throughout the day, I'm full longer, I'm satisfied, and I don't have so many snacking intervals, you could say. So definitely something that I've already been learning by using that food app that I've been using. And also just the fact that, man, I really need to cook more. Like I really need to make and prepare more meals so that I don't eat out so much, okay? Because it's just better for my body. Makes me feel better when I eat food that I made at home. Anyway, tonight I'm gonna make dinner. I did order Green Chef this week for the first time. Last night, my boyfriend made dinner. Showed y'all that. It was really, really good. And tonight I'm gonna make dinner. So let's do that. Some of y'all are probably wondering, but no, this video is not sponsored by Green Chef. I just really wanted to try them out because I have used HelloFresh before and I liked it, but I just wanted to see what the difference was. And I know Green Chef, I think, is now owned by HelloFresh. It's pretty much the exact same concept. They seem to be fresh ingredients. So I'm very excited. The serving sizes are pretty small though, I will say. Like this is supposed to be for 2 people. Yeah. Well, that was a fail. I did not take the meat out of the freezer early enough. Well, I guess I'm not gonna make this for dinner tonight. Can I just say, I literally woke up at 6 a.m. today to edit, which I did. Finished a video, posted that video, premiered the video, sent revisions into a brand for a TikTok, went through my entire work day, as I do every day, which had its own deadlines and things that I had to work on that kept me busy all day. Was able to fit in a walk with a friend, which never happens because life. So I'm not gonna let the fact that I forgot to take out the pork chops affect my day or ruin my day in any way, because of course I forgot. Like, who would not forget about dinner when you have so much going on all day? I was about to like have a little breakdown, I'm not gonna lie. And again, this is stuff I usually would not share or record because I want to promote finding balance and all these things, but it takes work. I always want to promote giving yourself grace, but it takes work. So I'm gonna try to share these moments with you all as I work through them. And as I encourage you to give yourself grace, please give me grace, because in order for me to be vulnerable, I need this to continue to be a safe space for me to share these things. That is how I'm giving myself grace. Reminding myself that I accomplished so much today. I was very productive, probably more than I needed to be or that I should be. And I got things done and I did self-care, and so yes. Anyway, let's see what else I can make now. Brought out my rice cooker. Have some tofu. I've been wanting to make this anyway, so it's about to expire at the end of this month. So I'm gonna make that actually, which this turned out perfectly. I'm gonna make some steamed rice and then some tofu, probably with like peanut sauce that I'm gonna make right now. Some roasted red bell peppers. I think it's gonna be yummy, it's gonna be healthy, and it's gonna be quick, which this is why I actually prefer cooking with tofu or just vegetables, because you don't have to think about thawing the meat, and it just is so much quicker, plus it's good for your body. this is your reminder to stay hydrated. My reminder, because this is my first one, which means I've only drank less than 40 ounces of water today, which could also be contributing to my large amount of snacking today. First things first, if you've never cooked with tofu, or if you want to try this at home, I highly suggest getting extra firm tofu because it's the best. And also that's like the tofu that comes out crispy when you put it in the air fryer or in the oven. So just FYI, throwing that out there. It's really cool to me to be able to cook with tofu because, you know, growing up in a Mexican-American household, actually my brother cooked a lot of, I want to say Asian food, because he would cook Chinese food, Vietnamese food, Korean food, and he's really, really good at it. Actually, I've never really talked about my brother, but he's pretty much a chef. He just loves to cook. I probably did eat it somewhat. That was more so like high school, college, not so much my childhood. So it's so interesting to me to learn how to cook different foods that are primarily cooked with more often in other countries. Like tofu is not a Mexican food. So that's just like one thing that I'm grateful for, and something that I've been enjoying is just like cooking with different foods, learning different recipes. But because I don't really have a lot of time to pursue that, mainly because of work, because of my jobs, I will say, working as a content creator as well as working my 9 to 5, I feel like I don't have time to really pursue other passions outside of that, which I think is why a lot of content creators, once they reach a certain size, end up going into content creation full time. And I've definitely been thinking about that a lot lately, because it's not even that you have to hate your job. It's really that you have to choose at some point. And I feel like it's something I think about all the time because, again, I'm someone who's very like career oriented, but I also want to enjoy everything that life has to give. And I noticed that a lot of the like feminine things that have historically been roles that women tend to hold, for example, like the housekeeper, literally, the child and caregiver, those are all things that when I was little, like I was kind of forced to do these things, especially the cleaning aspect, which made me hyper independent and also at the same time made me, I don't know, like, okay, so we're gonna cut up the tofu into little pieces because that's how I like it. And what the hell am I doing? Okay, well, y'all just saw in real time how I lost my train of thought. That happens all the time. That is a symptom of depression. It's not just that, like, I truly cannot multitask and it's so frustrating. Like, if I try to think too deeply about anything while trying to cook, it's just not gonna work out well. Hence the scar on my stomach. So I like to make them nice and small like this. I think I was talking about being forced to essentially grow up. I remember hearing things in my childhood, being told by certain people that I could only ever get married if I knew how to cook and how to clean. And there's just a lot of trauma behind that I've spent years trying to unlearn, and I still need to unlearn and uncover kind of the root of that trauma. Still need to heal from that. And I think because of it, I've always kind of not neglected, but almost like pushed aside anything that was overly historically a feminine gender role. Like, I like to move against the grain, if that makes sense. I guess that's one way to put it. But I find that I actually do enjoy like cooking. I do enjoy cleaning to an extent, but that stuff is only like fun or calming or only feels like self-care when I have time to do it. And so I know I've seen this like conversation online before about how, you know, women now have the right to work and the right to do the same things as men. However, because men aren't contributing the way that women contributed, women are still having to do all the housekeeping and the cleaning. People ask me why I'm not married yet, or like they think that I'm upset that I'm not married yet. I'm scared to death to get married. I have seen so many unhappy, unhealthy relationship dynamics, but especially marriage. And that's something that just comes with generational trauma as a first-gen Latina. It comes with the territory, unfortunately. I've seen a lot of unhappy family members in marriages, lifeless marriages, and it has absolutely traumatized me and scared me to never want to get married. I mean, I think I'm finally at a point, and I've gotten here in the past couple of years, where I do know for a fact that I would love to get married at the right time, under the right circumstances, but I'm still terrified, and I'm someone who struggles with relationship anxiety. Can you relate? Is it just me? Like, does anyone else question everything all the time because they're just like so afraid to end up in a marriage or relationship where you have to fulfill both roles? I could say that I'm proud of myself with my like career and where I am in life financially, so I can take care of myself essentially. But one thing I struggle with is, what scares me more than anything is getting into a marriage where I am not only the breadwinner, which I honestly don't think that it matters really who makes more money. What matters is being confident about what you bring to the table, and I'm confident about what I would bring to the table as someone who's very ambitious and successful, but I know that I can also be nurturing and loving and affectionate, so I know I can bring so much to the table as a wife, as a mother. The mother part I have not thought about too much because it's too early for me still, but I do think that I could bring a lot to the table. And what worries me is, I don't know if I have like overly high expectations about what a husband should provide. And these are things that I still need to figure out and like talk about in therapy and work these things out. And I'm just sharing because I'm really curious to see if any of you have any of these thoughts. I wonder, because obviously my thought or idea or perception of what a healthy marriage should look like is solely based off of social media. Because like I said, I don't think I've ever seen a truly healthy, ideal marriage that I want to mirror. Like, I haven't seen something and thought, oh, I really want that. Besides on social media. But I know social media is not necessarily reality, you know? Like, we censor a lot, as you should. I don't think we should say every little thing. However, I think it's important to share the good with the bad, which is something that I try to do when I can. And unfortunately, because it's social media couples don't tend to share much of the bad, unless it's like their breakup video, which at that point is just over. Then I don't really get to see like, okay, well, what are bad times like in a healthy relationship or a healthy marriage? Also, I don't know what are healthy expectations out of a marriage or relationship, because just thinking about the fact, like, I've seen so many women get married and again have to do both roles, like working the 9 to 5, taking care of the children, taking care of the husband, taking care of the home. It's like, what is the role of the husband? And especially if there's the dynamic of, again, like, the woman can take care of herself financially, maybe she makes as much or more money. So at that point, I'm just confused, like, what is healthy for us to expect from, and I say healthy, quote unquote healthy, whatever. I think it's obviously perspective, but if you're married, I would love to hear your input about what a healthy marriage should look like. What are healthy expectations? If you feel comfortable sharing, are you happy in your marriage? Or have you ever seen or experienced someone who was an ideal relationship or marriage dynamic? Like, all that stuff just scares the bejeebies out of me. And I definitely think I have a lot of healing and inner work to do before I'm ready to get married, but I know that I want to get married. So that's where I'm at. And I literally went into this whole thought process just because I'm cooking, and that's something that I've always, I don't know, thought of. I guess especially when I'm in a relationship like right now. In order to get married and live a happy life, are you supposed to be okay with fulfilling all of the roles in the house in order to maintain a happy like life slash family slash husband? Is that, I don't know. I'm so conflicted.
Let's just take it slowly. Would you know
loving this app. It literally shows you a recap of your whole day, and I love it. What's cool about the app too, you take the photo and then you don't have to fill out any of the details then and there. You can just post it. And then later it asks you, like 20 minutes later, hey, how did you feel after that meal? And you go in and you fill it out and you say how it made you feel. Like earlier I had hot Cheetos, the baked hot Cheetos, and I put that I was just bored and very stressed, which is true. And I think that's why I was also snacking. What's cool is that you can then use that as a way to analyze your eating and your eating habits and your eating patterns, I think in a healthier way, especially if you're like me and you've had a history of counting calories and being obsessive about what you eat and how much you move and losing weight. If you have that kind of traumatic experience, then I think this app is definitely for you. I know I struggled with disordered eating my entire life, and I feel like this is kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel. I really love it. This is so good. Oh gosh. Also, I do know how to make the tofu crispy. Like I said today, I'm just tired. I wanted something good to eat that's good for me. And so this turned out to be more like soft, even though it is still firm. It's not like, this isn't stew-like sometimes tofu can be. But if I wanted to make this crispy, I would have made the vegetables on the side separately, not added it to the tofu. I would have dried out the tofu more, then cut it up, make sure that you fry each side evenly, but it just takes so long and I didn't have the energy. And I'm trying to make my life easier, and for me, I'm not someone who, like, texture is not the biggest thing for me as long as the flavor is there, and this tastes really, really good. I feel like we had quite a few conversations, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out like what my healing diaries is going to fully entail. But right now I'm just gonna do what I always do and just share life and try to share more of those kind of inner thoughts that I have about my healing journey and things that affect my mental health and all of that. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this vlog. I'm sorry if it didn't flow as well as my other vlogs. I'm not sure if it will or not. I just wanted to be vulnerable with y'all and capture my life at the same time. So anyway, please let me know in the comments. Give me some constructive feedback. If you have anything that you want me to talk more about, or if you have any ideas of what kinds of things you'd like me to share in this series moving forward, make sure to comment down below. But I am going to enjoy my food. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure to turn on your notification bell to make sure that you don't miss a single video from me, because I do try to post Tuesdays and Fridays, but sometimes, you know, life happens. Like literally today, I post on a Wednesday. I might post on a Saturday, you never know. So make sure to turn on all notifications so that you don't miss a single premiere. But with all that said, I love you all so much, and I hope to see you all in the next video.